Hello, my name is John Cordell. I'm the high school principal in St. Mary's, Idaho. I would like to congratulate all of the 2021 Nistar recipients. The Nistar program, or North Idaho Student Teacher Academic Recognition, was first established by Mr. Chuck Kinsey in 1988. Mr. Kinsey was the principal of Lakeland High School at that time. Students achieve Nistar recognition through academic achievement and involvement in activities. And each Nistar student selects a teacher who he or she feels made a significant contribution to their scholastic development. The students and teachers are honored each year, usually in a big banquet in Coeur d'Alene. But because of COVID, we are going to recognize them remotely. This program is sponsored by the Region 1 Principals Association. Again, congratulations to all of our Nistar recipients.
Hi, my name is Amanda Cabral and I am graduating in 2021. I am honored to be one of this year's Nistar recipients. I have chosen Miss Silflo as my teacher to honor. I never liked math until her class and she really made it enjoyable for me. Not only did math become one of my favorites, it actually made me want to become an engineer now. She even made calculus fun for me, which was pretty hard. And I'd just like to say thank you from me and all of my fellow students.
Hi, my name is Kirsten Miller and I will graduate in June from St. Mary's High School. It is an honor to be chosen as a Nistar recipient. When asked to select a teacher that has positively impacted me, the choice was easy. Mrs. Silflo has been my math teacher for the past 3 years. Not only does she do a fabulous job teaching the material, but she is also extremely invested in her students' success. At any given time, she is ready and willing to stop whatever she is doing to help a student. Mrs. Silflo's dedication is not confined to the class hour. If I ever have a question, her room is always open to students who are looking for extra help. Mrs. Silflo was my saving grace when we went into distance learning at the end of last year. The amount of support I received from her was outstanding, and I never found myself concerned about if I was going to make it in her class. Whether it was an hour-long phone call or a properly distanced meeting on her porch, I could count on Ms. Silflo to be there for me. I'm extremely grateful for all that Mrs. Silflo has done for me.
Hi, my name's Chris Lund. I'm the principal of Wallace High School, and I'm going to introduce our 2 Nistar recipients and their teachers that they have selected. Our first recipient is Carter Bailey, and the teacher is Mrs. Brands.
Good afternoon. My name is Carter Bailey, and I'm currently a senior at Wallace High School. Today I'm here to honor a teacher who has had the most profound impact on me as a student over my last couple years in high school. Mrs. Jennifer Brands has taught me in some of my most rigorous classes, including chemistry, trigonometry, pre-calculus, and physics. As a teacher, she manages to find a balance between being relatable, entertaining, and a mom at times, while also managing to set high expectations and teach and instruct in ways that make each class interesting and engaging. She may get a little loud at times, especially when she's cranky because we're sticking 2x4s to the walls or breaking glass on the floor. But in an effort to punish us, she forces us to listen to her heavy metal and 80s rock while we're doing our assignments. As you can see, there is a mutual give and take. In all, I would like to thank Mrs. Brands for everything she has done for me. From giving her extra time whenever I needed help, answering every question, no matter how weird or strange that question may be. Mrs. Brands will be a teacher I will remember for the rest of my life. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to recognize the community treasure, matriarch, coffin dodger, and just a all around well human being. Thank you, Mrs. Brands, for everything you have done for me.
Our next Nistar recipient is Will Farkas and Mr. Miller.
Good afternoon. My name is Will Farkas, and I'm a graduating senior from Wallace High School. Corey Miller has been an influence in my life since elementary school. He has worn the many different hats, or in his case, sneakers, of being my elementary PE teacher, middle school health teacher, high school PE teacher, and varsity basketball coach. Throughout these classes and practices, Mr. Miller has instilled in me how to be a better person and has helped me develop and build my character. I've not only learned the material in class, but I have also been taught countless life lessons and means in which to be successful throughout the rest of my life past basketball and high school. I've had Coach Miller as my varsity basketball coach for the past 2 years, and his assistance and coaching has made a direct impact on the growth of my basketball skills and abilities. I've grown as a player, teammate, and athlete, in large part due to the presence and teachings of my coach during these practices, games, and everything in between. He has been a fantastic leader for our team as well as a mentor for many of us heading into our adult lives. After both momentous victories and devastating losses, he has been able to put into perspective how they translate into the greater scope of our lives and how little these games define us as we head into our future past high school. COVID-19 has been an immense distraction as well as the obstacle for students everywhere, especially student athletes. As our coach, Mr. Miller gave us the direction and leadership we needed during these times and has been an effective role model for my teammates and me as we maneuver these unknown waters of a season with limited fans combined with fluid rescheduling of games throughout the entire season. I could not have asked for a better individual to have been so present throughout my life, and I'm very grateful for everything that Mr. Miller has taught me. Over the past decade, he has been a helpful presence for me inside and outside of the classroom, and he has been someone that's been able to watch me grow into the student and young adult I am today.
Congratulations, Will.
Thank you, Will.
Congratulations, Carter. Mrs. Brands, congrats.
Thanks.
Go Miners.
Hello, my name is Eleanor Tenbrink and I'm a senior at Lake City High School. The educator that I selected for this award is Heather Harmon Reed, a science teacher and cross-country coach from Lake City High School. I selected Mrs. Harmon Reed because she's been an educator who has impacted me greatly in the past few years as a teacher, a coach, and a friend. I technically have only had her for 1 semester of high school in my freshman year, but she's been super supportive and involved in my academics ever since. She is always amazed with how helpful she is to everyone, including me and my classmates, taking time out of her day to stay after school or come early to help us with assignments and tests. Even when she's not technically my teacher for chemistry, she offers to have me TA for her so that she can stay and help me with any questions that I may be struggling with. She has always amazed me at how excited she is about teaching as well. I loved when she came into our cross-country room at State and to help us with our homework and party with us and make up little theme songs so that we would have more fun doing our homework. She's also impacted me greatly through being my coach in cross-country and track through the past 4 years. She's taught me that I am way stronger than I think I am and has genuinely cared about me outside of just my athletic performance. She's mentored me through many issues both physically and mentally in my health and helped me to become a stronger and happier person throughout. She has told me every day that I am capable of hard things and that the mental game is just as important as your physical game, and helped me to learn that I am capable of way more than I think I am. She's taught me how to push myself and realize my own strength. Even more than that, by being a coach, she emphasizes positivity on our team and created an environment where I felt safe coming into high school and learned how to come out of my bubble and become a better person. She's also been an excellent friend to me the past 4 years because she's always showed that she genuinely cares about me and my life. She's always excited to hear about my future plans, and I hope that I continue in keeping contact with her throughout the next few years. I've always been amazed at how selfless and positive she is, to the point that she'll stop in the middle of a run to tell a stranger how beautiful their hair looks that day, and I always feel inspired and brightened when I'm around her. I'd like to thank Ms. Harmon Reed for being such a positive influence in my life, both as a teacher, a coach, and a friend, and I think that there's very few people who are more deserving of this award.
Hi, my name is Kennedy Krajak, and I'm a senior at Lake City High School. The educator that I have chosen to give my award to is Shauna Marshall, a 4th grade teacher at Sorensen Magnet School. Mrs. Marshall is a teacher filled with compassion and love for what she does and for her students. Her smile is addicting and makes your day better immediately every time you see it. You can see the love for the classroom the moment you walk into it. While you notice her personality radiate through the walls, being a student at Sorensen was special, but being in Mrs. Marshall's class was even better. She pushed me as a child to be better and always think very highly of ourselves. She would go through speeches where we would repeat after her, telling ourselves, "You are great, you are smart, you are capable, you are powerful." Experiencing that at such a young age showed me the power of positivity in your life. Mrs. Marshall was the person who taught me that I love to teach, and it's one of the things I'm still most passionate about. I love being in the classroom, and often I think about the impact she had on me and what I can do in the classroom to be just like her. She pushed me in times tables to be as fast as I could, bringing out the fun and competitive side of me, but also pushed me in writing and English to be the best writer that I could be. When you think of Mrs. Marshall, you think of a positive person who truly, down to her core, loves teaching more than anything else. I have never met someone who doesn't like her. Her personality radiates while you talk to her, and you can tell that she cares so deeply about her students. When I graduated from 4th grade, I sobbed knowing that I would never be in her class again, and the likelihood that I would see her very often is far and few between. But in my freshman year, I was asked to join the board of the Growing the STEM Foundation, where she happened to be on it too. Getting to work alongside her on projects bringing STEM activities to our community was amazing. To experience her organization and type A personality through something that she loved inspired me to be a better person. Mrs. Marshall never has any free time because she's always doing something to improve the life of her students. She's on every committee, on every club, and on every board to make sure the student's life and experience in the classroom is the best it could be. Mrs. Marshall was the teacher that taught me positivity and love for what you do makes the biggest impact on a student. I am blessed to be able to ever have her as a teacher and now working alongside her as an educator. For all these reasons, this is why I chose Shauna Marshall at Sorensen Elementary School to win my Nistar Program Award.
Phil Kimmick, Clark Fork High School. This year's first Nistar recipient is Mr. Wesley Simcoe. Congratulations, Wes.
Thank you. So my journey with Don Schatz started in 8th grade. Back then, our relationship consisted of me panicking about an assignment and Don, without even needing to look in my direction, telling me I didn't read all the instructions. She nailed it every time. Dawn's official title is Dual Credit Coordinator and Librarian, but that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of what she does for students. She's the type of person that sees the full potential of a person right away, way before that student realizes his own potential. And the belief that she has in everyone she works with is what pushes us to be way more than we'd imagined we could be before. She's always the first person to tell you to go for it, and the last to impart non-constructive criticism. Over the past 4 years, Dawn has been my counselor, editor, debate partner, one-person cheer team, comedic relief, but most importantly, friend. So the other day, Dawn and I were talking about a scholarship prompt I was filling out. The prompt asked me to describe where I saw myself in 10 years. So as we were talking and throwing ideas around, she started talking about all the wonderful things that someone could accomplish in 10 years. Seeing how excited she found the possibilities, I suggested that she be the one to try and visit 135 countries in 10 years. She simply told me that she loved to live through us. And that's kind of exactly what Dawn does. She helps us tackle the challenges we're facing with the support of a person who's wholly invested. Every day we see Dawn, she's considerate, empathetic, and wise, all while gently reminding us that the rainforests are burning and one of us needs to save them. I've come to realize how noble Dawn's approach to her job is. To be happiest when seeing your students doing what they love to do is infinitely harder than to be happy doing only what you love to do. Yet Dawn does so year after year, for class after class, and for student after student. So I just wanted to say that I really appreciate that. Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you.
And now Clark Fork's second Nistar recipient, Ms. Reva Decker.
Every student has that one teacher that they can look up to. For me, it is Mr. Mack. Mr. Mack not only teaches his students about the curriculum that they are supposed to be learning, but he also teaches them how to be good citizens to their community and to anyone who is in need. He taught me that there is a wide variety of community service, from making and selling Christmas wreaths as a fundraiser and donating the profits to different businesses, to writing a letter to a sick little boy who left stickers that got COVID-19. He was also able to get both the students from the school and members of the community to help with different projects as well. In my freshman year, Mr. Mack was able to fill a trailer full of school supplies and send it to an elementary school in Texas who got hit by a hurricane and needed new supplies. And the cool thing was the veterans from our VFW hall heard about what he was doing, and some of them volunteered to drive it all the way down to Texas for us. And in my sophomore year, he again pulled people together from the community and from the school to help chop and stack firewood for another one of the teachers here who was being deployed and didn't have enough time to do it himself. I believe he still has firewood from that one day 3 years later. It's not all just projects, however. When in the classroom, Mr. Mack would give us an assignment that would be due by a certain date. But instead of giving us time to work on it in class, he would spend the entire period talking about something completely unrelated. There was one day in government class he was teaching us about the case that started the Miranda rights, and he ended up talking about a car crash that he witnessed. Anyways, Mr. Mack impacted me the most because he taught me how to help people and places that need support. So, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. That was very good. Very good.
Hi, my name is Ryan Eberlin, and I'm the principal at Timberlake High School. I'll be introducing our two NISTAR recipients, Mr. Ryder Pasley and Miss Aubrey Mendenhall.
Hi, my name is Ryder Pasley. I'm from Timberlake High School. My selected teacher was Mr. Gambrino. I selected him because he has had the most impact on me throughout high school, and the way that he has done that is he has showed me to really pay attention to the nuances and the details in life. He has pounded it into me that I need to make everything count, because in music it really does matter to look at all of the deals and how the picture comes together as a whole. And all of the work that you put in and all of the time that you spend doing it all comes together for one moment, and so it's looking at the whole picture as well as putting in the work to be able to do it successfully. And that's the best way that he has influenced me and made me grow as a person throughout high school.
Hi, my name is Aubrey Mendenhall, and I was chosen as one of Timberlake's NISTAR representatives. The teacher who has impacted me the most in my educational career has been Tony Kroc. Mr. Kroc has been my leadership advisor since sophomore year. As leadership, we're the school student council, and we plan all the events that are at our school. Kroc is someone who has always trusted me and given me the freedom to lead and plan events. He's given me a lot of responsibility, but also backed it up with constant support. Last year was probably the most time consuming for me due to my new responsibilities as ASB Vice President, and we didn't have all the COVID regulations that we have now. Almost every single day I stayed late and talked to Kroc, and he always brought forth ideas and support. He always listens to my thoughts and concerns, and he would follow through with everything we would talk about. He is someone who's always treated me like an adult. As someone who has a lot of weight on their shoulders, it can be discouraging to still be treated like a kid, but he's always shown me a lot of trust and respect. Kroc has also impacted our entire school, so I've not only been affected as a leadership officer, but just as a student. He's always smiling and laughing, brightening up his classroom, and we can see that he really does love his job. My first year in student council, we had a different advisor with a much different leadership style. When our council transitioned under Kroc's lead, his advisement challenged me and caused me to learn and grow. And I really appreciate the way that he's run our council. Under his advisement, we have won the Outstanding Student Council Award every year. This award is given out by the state, and we're on track to do that again. Kroc is someone who has impacted my high school experience unlike anyone else. I'd like to say thank you, Kroc, to not only what you've done for me, but what you've done for our school.
My name is Emily Dykes. I'm a senior at Mullen Junior Senior High School, and I've nominated Mr. Paul Elston as my most influential teacher. I've nominated Mr. Elston because he goes above and beyond for the school, doing much more than is required to help our sports programs and our social studies classes get the help that they need. Although he may get off topic very, very easily, he always provides information for students. Even if it may not be applicable in most situations, we definitely appreciate all that he does. He's always been there for me. He's the best coach, teacher, and authority figure I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. His pep talks and sit-downs with me have gotten me through some of the roughest parts of my life so far. With college and everything, it's been very hard to be able to keep my chin up, and sitting with him every class period definitely helps a lot.
My name is Taloa Fallingwater, and I am a senior at Mullen Junior Senior High School. I have chosen Dawn McKinnon as my most influential teacher and coach. Reason being, she is a huge role model in my life. She always has a positive attitude and she pushes me to my fullest potential. I have spent 4 years admiring Coach McKinnon and how active she is. She does not let her athletes give up, and she'll never give up on her athletes. Her coaching is tough, but it encourages us to give 110% all the time. She's at every high school event, either on the sidelines, behind a wheel, or in the crowd. Not only do I spend time with Dawn on the court, but also at the Mullen swimming pool en route to the Hiawatha. She is my boss at the Mullen pool and preaches, if you're early, you are on time, and if you are on time, you're late. She is always willing to employ high school students and is quick to put them on the right track, giving her employees responsibility and experience. Working with Dawn on the Hiawatha has helped me gain a better understanding of who she really is. It seems like she's been working since the day she was born, but she never wants to quit. I've learned she doesn't put up with attitude either, whether she's at work or on the court. I have a lot of respect for Dawn, and I appreciate all she's done for our student body and community. Anytime someone needs something, Coach McKinnon is always willing to help. If you ever need to talk, she's the one to go to. She always gives the best advice, whether it's about sports or relationships. Dawn is there through the dark and light and is a very strong woman. I am proud to say I have spent my high school career in her presence.
Welcome to Coeur d'Alene High School. My name is Libby Barrett. I'm the principal of Coeur d'Alene High School, and I'm here to introduce our NISTAR recipients, Kalia Thornton and Lillian Smith. We are so proud of these young women, and they are very deserving of this award.
I had Mr. Coons as a debate coach my sophomore and junior year, and as a teacher's assistant my junior year, and the reason I selected him as someone who's been impactful in my life is because he's very compassionate and one of the most caring teachers at my school. As a debate coach and a teacher, he's always there for his students and puts them first, and his door is always open for you to talk with him, and he will always listen. We've had many chances to connect at debate tournaments, including one at UC Berkeley in California. One of my favorite memories with Mr. Coons is eating all of the different foods in San Francisco during our UC Berkeley tournament, and all of those opportunities to talk with him and chat with him have really taught me a lot that what I will think about all through the rest of my life, especially that my value is not based on my performance, just because I do put a lot of stress and pressure on myself to perform well in school. And so he really taught me that I should take care of myself and that I should really focus on other things other than putting pressure on myself for school. So that's really helped me get through all of the years in high school and all the different AP classes that I take. So I just wanted to thank Mr. Coons for all the support that he's given me throughout high school and for all the chances he's given me to talk with him and improve myself as well as get to know him. So thank you, Mr. Coons.
Hi, I'm Lillian. This is my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Marshall. I think that what's so amazing about Mrs. Marshall is the fact that she cares about all of her students. A lot of my teachers, they're just focused on the troubled students or just focused on the excelling students, but Miss Marshall cares about every one of her students, and she's made that very clear. I actually had Mrs. Marshall my first year moving to Coeur d'Alene. I used to live in Baltimore. So she was super influential in my new life in Coeur d'Alene. I think what I remember most about her class is we did a candy project where we had to invent a candy and we had to present it in front of the class. And it was my first PowerPoint that I ever made. And I was super excited. I was like, there's so many cool tools that we can use. And I put that together and presented it to the class, and we got to eat my candy and eat everyone else's candy. And I think what was so important about that is it wasn't just drilling in you need to memorize these math facts, you need to memorize these science facts. It was, we're going to use what we learned in class to create a business model so you can use these real skills in real life. And then Miss Marshall wasn't just my teacher in 4th grade. She's carried with me through all of my years. In 9th grade, I co-founded Growing the STEM, a local nonprofit that promotes STEM in our community through after-school programs. And Miss Marshall is actually our education chair. So she's been amazing through that process. She's helped us set up Google Classroom. She's come in the classroom and helped kids. She's been at all of our board meetings and had super great ideas on how to advance our program. And she was just so important in making that. And she's actually had my siblings every 4 years in her class. So I've known Miss Marshall for, I think, is that 9 years?
9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so weird. Okay, I've known Miss Marshall for 9 years, and we've stayed in contact through every year. And she's always asked me about how's high school going, how's middle school going. She's just been so important to me throughout all of these years. So, yeah.
Welcome. My name is Emily Schlotthauer, and I'm glad to represent one of this year's North Idaho Star Award winners. I'm truly honored to be given this award when I think about so many of the other amazing seniors in my class. As I've traveled through my high school career, I've been involved in numerous clubs, played with some of the best teammates alongside some amazing coaches, and in between my classes, I've been able to form the strongest connections with students and teachers. My time at this school has well prepared me to further my education after high school. I'm currently planning on attending Boise State University to complete my pre-med requirements, and then further down the road, I will be pursuing a career in anesthesiology. I cannot wait to follow this dream of mine, and every single teacher in this school has helped me tremendously along the way to get me to where I am today. I specifically want to recognize one teacher that has pushed me to become more responsible and smarter every day, and this is Mr. Mills. This is my second year having him as a teacher, and from the past few years, he has never once lowered the expectations of his class to compromise for anything. With everything that has happened in 2020 and now in this year, it has for sure thrown off a lot of students' ways of learning and also many teachers' ways of teaching, except for Mills. The lack of school days in the week or the lack of students in the classroom has never affected his quality of teaching. For me personally, whether I was missing school because of random injuries or being stuck in quarantine, I was constantly stressed I wouldn't be able to stay caught up in my classes. Mills recording and posting a Zoom call, no matter what, of him teaching every class is what really helped me stay caught up and also pay attention to the material better. His obvious compassion towards any subject he teaches, along with the way he cares about his students, is what makes him such a good teacher and person. Now, although I'm never quite sure how to feel about his extremely cheesy jokes, thank you, Mills, for everything that you've done. Now, last but certainly not least, I would like to give a huge thank you to my parents. They both have come so far in life and inspire me to be a better person more and more every day. Whether I'm in my room doing homework or trying to teach them random Spanish words, they always have my back in anything I do or plan on doing in the future, and I couldn't be thankful enough for them. My two brothers have also been a constant support for me throughout my life, and I want to let them know how much I appreciate them as well. Finally, I want to give one last big thanks to everyone who has helped me to get to where I am today, and thank you again for the honor of being selected to represent one of this year's North Idaho Star Award winners 2021.
Hello, my name is Colby Bernhardt, and I have been selected for the North Idaho Star Award from Post Falls High School. While this award was given for my academic excellence, I could not have made it this far without my teachers pushing me to go farther. The teacher who has inspired me the most throughout my high school years has been my music director, Mr. Sanford. Ever since I was a freshman, he's put a lot of work into the school's band program, making it not only fun for us, but a group that everyone throughout the school enjoys. He always pushes us to be better and even offers to help us individually if we are struggling. While I could name hundreds of stories from my entire high school career of his encouraging words, the one that stands out the most to me came during our annual solo ensemble competition during my sophomore year. I decided to join a quartet with some of my peers who were all much better than I, and to make matters worse, I had opted to play an instrument I had never played before. Needless to say, I was definitely in over my head. I would have probably just ended up asking them to find someone else, but Sanford offered some help, and every week he would help me learn my part and work to make it better. Despite all these efforts, when our district competition came around, I began to have thoughts of self-doubt leading to extreme performance anxiety. And when the performance came around, I played what I thought was one of my worst performances ever. Even though my fellow members and I had thought that there was no way of advancing at that point, we made it all the way to our state competition, and the practice and improvement resumed for the next competition. However, much like the first performance, my anxiety resurfaced and I began to panic just before we were set to go in the room. Sanford, though, in his usual fashion, gave a speech that uplifted all of us by highlighting that it was not just an accident that we had gone to state, but effort and work that we put in. With our newfound confidence, we entered the room and performed so well that we ended up placing second in the competition. Now, 2 years later, I'm currently planning on attending the Lionel Hampton School of Music at the University of Idaho, but it would not be possible without the guidance and support of my family and my band director, Mr. Sanford.
Kona Baranski
Bransky leads by example and fully invests in his career and his students. He has helped me become the understanding, compassionate, and accepting person I am today. He daily demonstrates leadership, social, and debate skills that have shaped my character. He has broadened my horizons and given me multiple perspectives to base my own views upon. I have had Connor as a government teacher, a history teacher, and as my varsity soccer coach all 4 years of high school. He has taught me to fully invest myself into whatever I am pursuing, and to do it in a positive and energetic way. His enthusiasm radiates upon his students and inspires them to be excited about their own education. Every day, Connor comes to school ready and excited to teach. He has the social aspects of teaching and continually engages in conversations with his students and fellow teachers. This is very valuable in education. This helps Connor be the respected and honored mentor he is to all of us. Connor Bransky has not only positively impacted me for the better, but the world around him through Sandpoint High School and beyond. One of his many great qualities is establishing common ground and giving multiple perspectives on any topic. Connor sees the value in education. He has the ability and persona to wholeheartedly mean it when he says he loves his job. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Darren Bailey, and I am a senior at Sandpoint High School. And the teacher I have chosen for the Nistar Award is Mr. Martz, who was my freshman science teacher, and he was also my physics teacher for my senior year. As a freshman, I was really interested in science, and as a freshman, Mr. Martz really covered all the topics in science, ranging from introduction to physics, introduction to chemistry, and it really intrigued me and made me go and take chemistry honors actually my sophomore year because I was so interested in chemistry. And additionally, the section my freshman year where he talked about like potential energy and kinetic energy, like an introduction to physics almost, was the most interesting topic to me because I've always wanted to become an aerospace engineer and do something with the universe, like astronautical engineering, designing satellites and rovers and stuff. And so that was the introduction to physics, which is mainly what any type of engineering degree is like. And that really interested me because that's the field I want to pursue. And then as a senior, when I took physics with Mr. Martz, he really opened my eyes to what an engineering degree is like. We did many real-life engineering problems in that class, and it was super interesting. And my favorite topic in that class was modern physics, actually, where we talked about the modern theory of relativity and all this amazing ideas or theories about the universe and why things happen in the universe, which was super interesting to me because as a young kid, I used to grow up and watch The Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson because I was always interested in space and the universe and how it worked exactly, which is exactly why I want to become an astronautical engineer. And Mr. Martz really helped me solidify that I want to become an astronautical engineer, which really helped me almost choose my college and officially make my career choice or major choice in my college. So I owe a big thanks to Mr. Martz and lots of gratitude toward him for really opening my eyes to the sciencey physics world, which is where I'll be living in with my field. And he's also just such an amazing teacher because he makes the most difficult topics in science seem like he teaches them and makes it seem like they're super simple. That's how good of a teacher he is. And it's really nice to see how he teaches the kids and makes sure they're understanding the topics and gets them involved. And I just owe a big thanks to him.
Hi, my name is Kobe Rogers, and I'd like to thank you so much for awarding me with the Nistar.
Throughout high school, I did the best I could to make my experience well-rounded and meaningful. Although these last 2 years took me serious perseverance, which I feel we can all understand, I was able to make my last years more successful than the first. I have pushed myself to be the best I could the last 4 years of football and baseball, being physically active and being able to help the younger athletes get better. I also challenged myself by taking all the honors classes and extracurriculars I could, such as National Honor Society, Business Professionals of America, and I also did 4-H for the last 10 years. I keep myself plenty busy to push myself towards success, and having recognition for this wouldn't have been possible without my home and school support system. At school, my teachers have been more than supportive, thanks to Miss Colombini pushing me out of my comfort zone, Miss Acharya making me realize my academic worth, and Mr. Schultz for doing everything he can so that the baseball team can play. And finally, thanks to the staff at Priest River, the teachers at Priest River have given me the opportunity to be successful and been nothing but supportive. But the teacher I chose to recognize would be Mr. Hughes. Mr. Hughes has been a big role model for me. He started coaching football when nobody else would, and he stuck around to build a program with it. I've also taken 3 science courses from him, such as forestry, wildlife, and geology. And this has helped me choose my major of crop and soil management at the University of Idaho. He all around does a lot for the school. He coaches 2 sports and he teaches science. Thank you, Mr. Hughes, for everything you have done for me and the school, and I wanted to thank all the teachers for this award.
Hi, my name is Haley Moore. I'd like to thank you so much for awarding me with the Nistar. Throughout my high school career, I have always felt my academics were a priority for me. I really enjoy the rewarding feeling after gaining so much knowledge. Not only did I gain knowledge in the classroom, but also through my extracurricular activities. Being an athlete in high school was a way for me to make connections, but it did provide some challenges. Through playing sports and putting my academics first, I learned great time management skills. This allowed me to get the most out of both experiences. While attending school in the West Bonner County School District since preschool, I have had many great and influential teachers. The teacher that had the greatest impact on my academics would have to be Carrie Agert. The first class I took with her was Business Computer Applications my freshman year. She heavily encouraged me to enroll in the dual credit version of this class. In the following years, I took the higher level Business Computer Applications courses with her as my teacher. I received multiple Microsoft Office certificates and my technical certificate from North Idaho College. Her encouragement and persistence pushed me to enroll in more dual credit classes, which allowed me to be able to complete many of my high school graduation requirements early. As a student, watching Mrs. Agert continuously expand her knowledge in the classroom inspired me to make my academics a priority while playing sports. This pushed me to want to challenge myself academically no matter where I am at in my life. I will forever be grateful for the inspiration and encouragement from Mrs. Agert to be my best self in and out of the classroom. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Trent Derrick. I'm principal of Lakeland High School, and it is with great pleasure that I introduce our first Nistar recipient, Miss Katie Ryan.
I chose Miss Lang as my Nistar teacher because of what an amazing person she is and because of the huge impact she's had on my life. I've known her ever since I was in elementary school, going to Lakeland High School basketball camps. When I was a freshman, I got to play on her JV basketball team, and it was one of my favorite sports seasons ever. Me and my teammates bonded with her right away, despite the fact that she teased us and made us run lines. She and I have grown even closer throughout my years in high school. She's always pushed me to work hard while having fun, and she's the person that I always go to if I need to talk, whether it be about basketball, school, everyday life, or just something funny that Coach Seymour said. In my life, there are only a few people that have seen me at both my best and my worst, and Mrs. Lang has been one of those people for me. No matter how I'm doing, she remains a constant for me to go to whenever I need support in anything. Miss Lang is the special education teacher here at Lakeland, so although I've never had her as a teacher in high school, she has most certainly taught me what it means to be a strong woman and friend. She deserves far more recognition than I could possibly give her, and I am honored to get to talk about how amazing she is. Plus, it's fun to embarrass her. After high school, I'm definitely going to miss seeing her every day. But I know that our relationship will remain strong no matter what. I'm so grateful that I have had her as a mentor and friend. Thanks for everything. Thank you. I'll have to take it.
Thank you.
It's a great honor of mine to introduce our second NISTAR recipient, Mr. Riley Sigford.
Thank you. Hello to all my virtual fans. I'm going to start out by just saying how pleased and honored I am to receive this award. I wanted to thank all the teachers who voted for me and each teacher that has taught me throughout my public school career. I would also like to congratulate fellow NISTAR award winner Katie Ryan for her amazing accomplishment. I believe if the school had to choose one recipient, it would most definitely be her, because she is like the total package of kindness, intelligence, and athleticness. So, to who I have chosen as my teacher who has left the most lasting impression on me, Miss Shayna Hosteller, my 4th grade teacher, thank you. Without you, I most definitely would not be presenting this speech right now. You see, when I was in 3rd grade, I was just an average student. I was not in high-level reading nor math classes, and I struggled with being excited to learn. All of this changed when I began my 4th grade year in Miss Hosteller's class. Miss Hosteller quickly realized I had academic potential and pushed me to move into the high-level reading and math classes. I remember her sitting me down and asking me why I couldn't be in the high-level classes. Through tapping into my competitiveness from being the youngest of 3 brothers, Miss Hosteller made me want to excel academically. I ended the year in 4th grade receiving straight A's and having one of the highest test scores on the ISAT. This would put me on the correct on-ramp for success in my freeway of life. Miss Hosteller continued to support me beyond 4th grade by cheering me on in my athletic events, including wrestling, a sport she knew nothing about. I appreciate her continual support to her past students by rooting us on from the sidelines. The passion you have toward your students is well worthy of an award. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Riley. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Again, congratulations to our NISTAR recipients, and also a special congratulations to their parents for raising such wonderful young people.
Hi, my name is Morgan Bay, and I'm greatly honored to be nominated by Mr. Shorter and Genesis Prabs to be recipient of this award. I am humbled that they recognize the hard work and the passion I put in these past years. I would also like to thank my parents for setting a great example in my life, even in hard times. They set the framework for me to make it to this point. My parents' faith in the Genesis community to guide me through my high school career demonstrated their love for me, making sure I was in a place that would set me up for success. Through the years, they have loved me, encouraged me, and lifted me. Without them, I would not be where I am today. Today, on this occasion, I chose to honor Mrs. Catlett. I first met Mrs. Catlett when I was in 7th grade. I didn't expect that God would use her throughout my school year, even in my personal life. She constantly challenged me to be a better student and person in every class. The love and passion she had for math have always inspired me. I learned a lot about Mrs. Catlett when I was her TA. Over the 3 years, there wasn't a day she didn't love her student or care about them. She always put the best work into them, aiming for the best. I gained so many valuable lessons that will carry me through the coming years of my life. Through the caring for her students, she demonstrated the importance of caring for those around you and investing in the lives of others. As a student at Genesis, we are called to share and be disciples. She has been a great example to me on how to show love to others. It was such a blessing to have her as a teacher for 2 years and become her TA. She challenged me to engage with and help students that were younger than me. Her example of working with others with strength and love enabled me to grow not only as a student, but only as a person. I can confidently say Mrs. Catlett made me a person who can learn from the past mistake and stand firm in my stance. As I faced challenge or felt run down, she continually encouraged me to keep my focus on large pictures. She helped me to realize that sometimes in our life we experience moments we feel are setbacks. But if we put them in the right light, can in fact become moments where we can grow. As I look forward to college, I am reminded how important the people who surround me are integral to my success. I am excited to venture out further into the world, sharing the lesson I have learned from Mrs. Catlett. While Mrs. Catlett certainly had a large impact on me while at Genesis, the teachers that have guided me have all contributed to my success. It has been through Genesis that I have grown into the person I am today. As someone who has lived away from their family, the family that has surrounded me at Genesis had even larger impact in my life. I take the lessons learned here into my next step of my life, knowing I'm stronger and prepared. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zeki Pedersen, and I go to Genesis Prep Academy. I'm humbled and honored to have been selected by Mr. Schroeder and the Genesis Prep staff to be a recipient of this award. I am honored that they saw the attributes and characteristics in me that embodies the best qualities of our school. Their constant compassion and encouragement has made me the best student and person that I could be. I would then like to thank and honor my Bible teacher, Mr. Couch, for having a major impact in my life. I first met Mr. Couch when I was in 7th grade. It was his first year teaching at Genesis, and I have been in his Bible class every year since. I remember that we gave him the nickname Supreme Galactic Commander, because that's what he told us we could call him. It was funny because our class was kind of out of this world. Not only has he been an amazing teacher when it came to illustrating the material and handling our chaos, but he has been an awesome example of a true relational mentor. If there was ever something from the lesson that I needed clarified more on or dug deeper into, Mr. Couch was always ready and had time to have a conversation. I think one of the most meaningful conversations that we had was during the beginning of this year. We were in class getting ready to start, and Mr. Couch was joking around and giving me a hard time about something. Once class ended, I walked over to him to ask him something related to the lesson, and he apologized if he was being mean to me. He then told me that he was giving me a hard time and joking around because he saw great leadership qualities in me and wanted to help me grow. I will never forget that comment that led to a great conversation, and it is something that I will never forget. I am so grateful to have been taught and mentored by such an amazing teacher in person. Mr. Couch has made my middle school and high school years so much better than they would have been without him. I will never forget the meaningful conversations that we had and the influential advice that he has given me through the years. Not only has he helped me to grow stronger as a leader, but also as a better person and example of Christ. Standing in front of you today, I am reminded of Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Thank you, Mr. Couch, for being influential in my life and sharpening me to be prepared. Thank you for putting up with all my drama and walking alongside me all these years. And most of all, thank you for your continuous belief in me and helping me to be the person that I am today. You have truly had a lasting impact in my life that will never go away. I am honored to have shared this award with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Kellogg High School presentation for Nistar. Today we'd like to welcome two of our outstanding students and two of their recognized teachers that have made an impact on their lives. Before we get started, we want to congratulate all the Nistar winners through Northern Idaho and all the outstanding teachers. I'm very confident that they are all well worthy of their awards. Our first award winner is Mrs. Zoe Baker.
And I'd like to introduce Mr. Frazier. So I actually met Mr. Frazier at Vacation Bible School before he became my band teacher. He taught me how to be a leader with the leadership roles I already had in the band, like vice president and drum major. So this year I'm president and senior drum major, and with those two roles and Mr. Frazier's help, I've become a lot more confident in front of people and am able to lead the band in certain things. Mr. Frazier was also always at the top if I needed something. I was always asking if I was okay and making sure that I could be the best that I could be. So he also cares about all of his students and makes sure that we're all doing our best in band, in our personal lives, and also in school. So when we went down to Boise, I was of course having boy trouble, and Mr. Frazier helped me out with that and just sat me down and talked to me about it because I was really frustrated. But after that, the trip went amazing and I was doing a lot better. So I'm very happy that I get to call Mr. Fraser my band teacher for the last couple of years. Sadly, he got called away with COVID response this year, but with the leadership skills that he taught me, I was able to run the band and get them ready for like basketball games and pep assemblies and other things to do with the school by myself. So I just want to say thank you, Mr. Fraser.
Thank you, Zoe, and congratulations to Mr. Fraser for his outstanding impact in your life. Our next award winner is Mr. Christian Carlson.
My Nistar winner is Ms. Enid. So when I first met Ms. Enid, it was through creative writing. I wasn't ever sure that I was going to be a writer. I had just been told that I was a good writer throughout middle school, and so I took the class on whim, but she made it so worth it. It could have just been that my best friend was in the class, but it was just the best thing every day. It quickly rose to be one of my favorite classes, even among choir and drama. And honestly, every single day we had a new writing prompt, and it was never boring. She came up with new and inventive ways to show us some assignments. Even when we had to do actual classwork, it wasn't really classwork. She was a new teacher as well to creative writing, so I think that we were all figuring out the class. So it was a little unorganized at times, but honestly, it's the best class that's ever happened to me. Even though I really liked creative writing 1, I really liked when we got advanced creative writing. I was quick to join that, and because we had a small class, we were able to do a lot more together. One thing is that Ms. Enid was able to give us each individual time. During some of our assignments, we were able to come up to her desk and she would give us individual remarks on our poems and tell us what we could improve. That would have never happened in a big class. So even though we were a little bit small at times, only like 11 people in our class, it was really worth it. This one time, I wasn't sure that I wanted to write a poem. I had insane writer's block. There were some things that were happening in my family at the time, and I was a little bit overwhelmed with my assignments. But Ms. Enid just came up to me, took me out the hall, and told me that sometimes when we have writer's block, it's not that we can't write, it's just that we don't want to write. It could have been a product of laziness, but she also told me that sometimes what we're writing about is a little bit too personal and our heart just isn't ready to write about that yet. So that really helped a lot. We were able to quickly change my topic, get me ready in time for the poetry reading so that I could write. Honestly, we always worked as a team. When you're writing poetry in the revision process, that's the time that it really comes out. When someone writes a poem, you go around the circle and everybody gives their remarks on it. I think part of it was Ms. Enid just encouraging our class to say nice things, but also just our class atmosphere in general, which felt set. Nobody ever said a rude remark. We always got good comments on our poem and good feedback. I don't think there was a time where anybody was upset by anything that was said, and I think that was mainly due to her and her encouragement. Poetry readings, we always worked as a team. She never decided how we were going to fund them, or where we were going to have our poetry readings, or how we were going to have them, or who was going to be in it. We all got to take part in that. She would just write things on the board and we would go for options. And just the fact that she included us in everything she did, it really made our class feel like a family. And when we made like a class technology, we were never working just for ourselves, but just as a group class as a whole. And I thought that was really special because it's the only class that I've ever had that's done that. Ms. Enid is just always passionate about everything that she's done. This one time, I really didn't like the poem that I had written. I've been working on it for a while, and a lot of people had told me that it was a really good poem, and so I kept continuing to work on it. But I honestly just didn't like it at all. It wasn't me, and in the end, I think I was writing about something too personal. I wasn't sure I had the words in, and she told me that that was okay. I was really stressed to get the grade at the time. My family has always pushed education, and so I was nervous to change anything last second. But she just told me that not to worry about the grade, that she didn't ever want to hear that. She wanted me to always write something that I loved, something that everyone else would love. because you can't talk about personal feelings that you're not ready to share yet. And honestly, I think that's better than any counselor or therapist could ever do for me. Again, I just want to thank Ms. Nick for setting that kind of atmosphere for me. No class has ever done that for me, and she'll always have a special place in my heart. Thank you, Ms. Nick.
Great job, Christian. Congratulations again to both Zoe and Christian, and to Mr. Frazier and Ms. Enich. As the principal of Kellogg High School, I want to again congratulate all the area award winners, both students and teachers and staff, and may you continue to have a safe and productive end of the school year, and try to enjoy yourselves, but continue to keep the eye on the prize. Take care.
Hi, my name is Tatum Thompson and I'm from Kootenai High School. The teacher I chose was Renee Evans, Kootenai High School's English teacher, and this year she will be celebrating her 28th year of working here. I'm actually saying this speech directly to her today. Miss Evans has changed my life in ways she couldn't even imagine. She has never really been my teacher, but rather a friend for the last 4 years. When I was in junior high, we were told that she was scary and mean. This made me scared of high school. When I finally got comfortable in my 9th grade year as a freshman, I realized she was quite the opposite. She's sweet and caring for her students, and she's unbelievably intelligent. She has passion for her job and with the relationships she has built with her students. She has always been so genuine. She has a rare or different sense of humor, which we all really enjoy. It gives the school more of a real experience. She has celebrated each of our successes, whether it be with praise or in silence. Even though we terrorize this poor woman, I hope by the end of the day she realizes how much she means to us and this school. And because of that, I look forward to seeing her every day. In the end, I couldn't imagine choosing any other teacher so deserving of this.
I'm Drake Heisel, salutatorian of Kootenai High School. Mr. Stroh is my social studies teacher. He has made my learning experience very fun and exciting. I can now understand all of the history memes I see on the internet. In his classes, I have learned not only to be a good student, but that creativity is a very valuable trait. Mr. Stroh has inspired me to further my knowledge and to transcend my lizard brain. One of the most important lessons Mr. Stroh has taught me is to question everything and consider all perspectives. His anthropology class has helped me get ahead knowledge-wise for my future career as an archaeologist. Thank you.
I'm Gina Brown. I'm the principal of Wallace High School. Today we'd like to recognize Mr. Daniel Walker. He was selected by our staff as one of the Nistar recipients for his outstanding academic achievements, as well as his achievements off the court, or out of the classroom, I should say. Anyway, so Danny, congratulations on behalf of Wallace High School.
Appreciate that. For me, I've always had, good teachers and good coaches that go with me and stuff that have gotten me here, but I think the best one would be Mr. Thorman, who's my math teacher. We're in AP Calculus right now, and it's been a really tough class so far, and I've had him for like 3 years, and he's never given up on me. He's always pushed me. The main thing that I remember him saying is, don't stop just because you don't think you can do it. Push yourself to think more about, how to work through the problem. Don't just give up just because you can't do it once. So working hard and pushing through and persevering, he's taught me that life lesson. So thank you very much for listening. You did. Appreciate it.
Hello, I'm Gina Brown, principal of Bonners Ferry High School. I would like to introduce Miss Lily Blackmore to you. Lily was chosen by the Bonners Ferry High School staff to represent Bonners Ferry High School in the Nistar Award. She has excelled in academics and activities and continually puts herself out there to better her community. So I would like to present this award to Miss Lily Blackmore. There you go. And Miss Lily, you chose Miss Wages as your educator who has inspired you the most. So would you mind?
Yes, of course. So throughout my years of school, I've always had a difficult time with teachers.
Some simply didn't care about their students or whether or not they truly learned the material. Most of the time, teachers were determined to hand their students off to the next teacher rather than teach them as much about the subject as possible. Mrs. Wages is not one of those teachers that give up on their students. I have had the privilege of taking 3 classes from Mrs. Wages over my 4 years of high school, and I will not lie, they were my favorite classes to attend. On days that I was feeling upset or distracted, she found a way to get me up out of my seat doing hand motions for crossing over in the enzyme substrate complex. Something I loved about Mrs. Wages was her diligence she had with her students. I know there were topics I was a little unsure of, and when she sensed even the slightest hesitation on the answer to a question in class, she went over the topic in the briefest, most efficient way possible. Needless to say, I never got below a B+ on any of her tests in her classes. Even on the most difficult concepts, I always felt confident because of the effective and thorough teaching methods of Mrs. Wages. Thank you, Mrs. Wages, for all of that you do, and you definitely deserve this award.
Well, it is my pleasure to receive this award from you, and again, I'm always going to say, having students like you makes it easy to be a good teacher. So thank you for being an awesome student. Would you like to present this to Mrs. Wages? Yay!
Hello, my name is Maria Aguiar. I've been in the Coeur d'Alene Charter Academy since 6th grade. Outside of school, I really like participating in the band program. I've been playing the French horn for 5 years and the trumpet for 3 years. I love playing a variety of genres, ranging from concert music to jazz. I've participated in the All-State Orchestra, Concert Band, and Jazz Band for 4 years now and had a great time with that. I'm also the captain of the academic team, so we do a lot of competitions about math, science, or general knowledge, and we have taken home some awards with that as well. For my teacher, I would like to commemorate Mr. Bass, who has taught me calculus, physics, and computer science. Those 3 classes have really inspired me to pursue a career in engineering at MIT. And the challenging nature of his classes has really taught me how to embrace difficult material and make the most out of it. And it's made me a better student in the process. Thank you.
I'm Matthew Wommelduff. I've been at the Coeur d'Alene Charter Academy since 6th grade, and I've played the cello for 7 years, 4 of which have been at the Coeur d'Alene Youth Orchestra. At the school I did 1 year of Knowledge Bowl, as well as track for all 4 years of high school. I made state for hurdles. The teacher I'd like to nominate is Mr. Harrison, the band director. He has been an invaluable experience across my 7 years at the school, teaching me hard work values and how to practice in order to better a trade or skill, as well as encouraging me to become a better player and inspired me to play outside of high school.
Hello, my name is Melody Rakowski, and I'm a senior at Lakeside High School in Plymouth, Idaho. The teacher who I have nominated is Miss Green. Miss Green teaches business technology at Lakeside High School and has been a teacher for 6 years. For out of those 6 years, she has taught at Lakeside. The reason why I chose to nominate Miss Green is because she is a teacher who I can always count on and is always there for her students. She is very kind and helpful to everyone around her. Miss Green pushes her students to do their best in everything, even if they think they can't. Miss Green teaches so many different classes, but my favorite class that I have taken is graphics. She helped me realize that making and designing things such as menus for a local taco shop can be fun if you add your own imagination to the design. She taught me how to use some of the Adobe apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. Some of my favorite memories of Miss Green include when we first walked into her class freshman year. She made us take notes on a PowerPoint that she made about her life, and then she made us answer some questions about us. And then she also made us Photoshop her dog into an alien, so we had to add like 6 eyes on each side, really long toenails. We had to make them like green, and it was a really scary thing. Miss Green has been a friend and a great mentor to me and other students. Miss Green does so much more than teaches. She leads a BPA group. She makes and designs so many cool things for the community, students, and staff at the school. She taught me how to be a better person in my life. So I just want to say thank you, Miss Green, for always being there for us and always doing your best for the school and the staff. I appreciate everything you do for us.
Hi, my name is Kriya Peters, and I'm a senior at Lakeside High School in Plummer, Idaho. The teacher that I nominated is Brad Viley, who teaches social studies at Lakeside. He's been a teacher for 31 years and has been my teacher and coach for 4 years. I nominated him because he cares deeply about his students and he's very intelligent. He's also pushed me in my academic studies and in sports. He's known for his rigorous curriculum, and my favorite class that he teaches is humanitarian law. Thank you.